Most YouTube creators who struggle aren't boring or unqualified, they're just invisible. The truth is, some YouTubers shine the moment the camera turns on. They hold attention, they earn trust, they grow fast. And others, they get ignored, even if their content is good. The difference isn't gear, editing, or talent. It's how they show up on camera. After producing YouTube channels for over 8 years and helping more than 2,000 people transform their presence, I have seen exactly what makes a creator magnetic and what makes them forgettable. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on 5 habits that will help you go from overlooked to unforgettable on camera. In other words, I'm gonna help you with that camera confidence. Stop worrying about what other people think. I know you probably heard this before. Don't care what other people think. But I'm not just saying a fake confidence. I am talking about changing the way that you think inside, deep down. And I've seen this help even the most shy and reserved creators feel really confident on camera. The truth is that some of your favorite and magnetic YouTube creators are not always the most talented or the smartest. They have just learned how to not care about other people's opinions. One of my clients, I'm gonna call her Sarah, used to record the same video 15 or 20 times. She was scared that people would think she sounded weird or off, or that she looked weird, or they judged what she would say. Is that you? Let me know in the comments, because I know that a lot of us feel that way. But here's what I told Sarah and what I'm telling you right now. When you're really focused on how you look or sound, you're not focused on helping your viewers. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly checking your reflection in the rearview mirror. You're gonna crash. That's not a good way to drive. There's a quote that I love from Elizabeth Gilbert, which I mentioned in another video, which I'm gonna link right here, which you're gonna wanna check out. Perfectionism is just fear in high heels.
Perfectionism is it's a serial killer that just goes around killing joy. And perfectionism, I think, is a particularly dangerous kind of fear. I always call perfectionism fear in high-heeled shoes because it's fancy. It's like a really fancy haute couture version of fear.
That is so true. Perfectionism feels like high standards, but it's really just fear in disguise. And fear kills your camera presence. This might be you, maybe overthinking every single word that you say. I've been guilty of this myself, but I have learned and helped hundreds and hundreds of women learn that people don't connect with perfect. They connect with present. So how do you stop worrying about other people's opinions? 1, focus on the viewer, not yourself. Before you hit record, you need to ask yourself, who am I helping today? What do they need from me? Because what that does is it takes the pressure off of you and it puts it on serving your viewer. I had a client, a fitness coach, and we would write down 3 women's names. And these are 3 of the women that she was helping, and tape them around her camera, or she would just have them lying there while she's filming. And it completely changed the way that she showed up to film. And remember, the haters aren't your people. Not everybody will like your content, and that is okay. The right people will get it. The rest of them, they're not your audience anyways. I always tell my bootcamp students, if everyone agrees with you, then you're probably not saying anything really interesting. What they say in the comments is about them, not you. When somebody leaves a mean comment, they're usually just showing up with their own insecurities. A really smart person I know, a mentor of mine, told me if somebody says you can't do it, they're really saying that they can't do it. And this idea about thinking that it's about them and not you should really help set you free from this cage that you're in of being so worried about those negative comments. I had a client who got a comment saying that she was too old to talk about fashion. Instead of listening to that, internalizing that, she was like, no, I'm not gonna listen to that. She made a fashion video for women over 50 and it did really well. Thousands of women that watched her video felt seen, and she got a bunch of new loyal and engaged subscribers. Remember, being magnetic isn't about being perfect. It's about caring more about your message and the people that you're serving than the fears that are going on inside your head. When you stop worrying about other people and start focusing on helping the person who needs you, that is when that real magic happens. That is when that charisma and on-camera presence turns on. Being consistent. Now this one is like, all right, I know. But hear me out. I don't mean just posting videos every single week, even though that's important too. What I mean is by showing up and practicing, even if you feel awkward or not ready. Here's a little secret. Every single big YouTuber that you look up to started out unsure and awkward. Every single one. Unless they were already actors or already on camera, this is new for all of them. So many of my clients cringe when looking at their first videos. It's a universal understanding that when you start off on YouTube, you suck. And we all did. I was stiff, I talked too much, overthought every single sentence. There's a magic of editing, which is nice. And that's okay. That's how we all start. One of my clients actually told me that for her first few videos, she actually had to take a shot of tequila just to get through it. I'm like, girl, do your thing. Now, She's smooth, confident, and does YouTube full time. And no, she doesn't rely on alcohol to film anymore. She's got it down. So what changed for her? She didn't wait to feel confident. She got confident because she kept practicing. She kept doing the thing, and maybe a little bit of tequila helped. Think about when you first learned to drive. It felt hard. It felt clunky. So many different things to remember, but now you probably drive without thinking about it at all. That's what happens when you're on video. At first, it feels weird. It feels awkward, but the more you do it, the easier and more natural that it gets. I have worked with amazing YouTube creators that have made thousands and thousands of videos, but if you look back at their early videos, they were just figuring it out too. They didn't wait to be confident. They built it up by showing up again and again, week after week, month after month, year after year. One client of mine, a really smart nutritionist, was really stuck. She took weeks to perfect just one script because she was so scared of messing up. And then I challenged her. I said, just record 30 videos, it was a lot, but record 30 videos in 30 days. Don't even post them, just record them. At first she thought I was crazy. She's like, can't, like, what does that mean for my YouTube channel? I'm like, just do it. But by day 15, she messaged me and she's, Erika, I literally filmed an entire video in one take and I actually feel good about putting this one on YouTube. I'm like, victory. That's exactly why we did that. And that's what consistency does. It builds skill and confidence faster than anything else. So here's what I suggest. Stop waiting to feel ready. Pick a number like 1 video a week for 3 months and stick to it no matter how messy it feels. The first 10 videos will feel really hard. The next 10 videos will feel a little hard. By video 30, you'll start to feel a little bit better. By video 50 or 60, you'll start to feel like you've got this. You'll forget the camera's even there sometimes. I always remind my bootcampers, do not compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. When you see a confident YouTuber with a lot of followers, you're seeing the result of thousands of hours of practice. It's absurd to me that people think that they can actually be like that at the first go around. It takes time. It takes practice. There's a reason why they're so good on camera. And you can do that too. You have all the same tools at your resource. And now you have me here. So if you're thinking, I'll never feel confident like my favorite creator or any of these people that you're showing in this video, please hear this. They all started where you are. The only difference is they kept going and they didn't let that stop them. Know your channel mission and your purpose. This part matters a lot because when you know why you're making videos, it really changes the way that you show up. There's 2 parts to this. There's your why, which is that deep reason you care about your topic. And then there's your mission. This is the reason that your audience cares about you. So we're going to start with your why. When you're clear on why this work that you're doing matters to you, there's something that shifts. You start thinking about how you look and you start thinking about the message that you're here to share. I had a client one time who was a financial advisor and she made videos to help women with money. But at first, I'll be honest, she didn't sound good. She sounded really stiff. She sounded formal. She sounded like she was giving some kind of corporate presentation. And there was something definitely missing for her. So I asked her, I said, okay, let's take a few steps back. Why is this so important to you? Why are you doing this? She opened up to me and she said that her mom really struggled after her parents' divorce because she did not know how to manage money. And so my client said, and she actually started crying, and she said, I never want another woman to feel that helpless like my mom did. And I said, that's it. That's it. That's your why. That's the heart of your message. And when she told me that, I got chills and it was like something awakened inside of her. And in her next video, completely different energy. It's the same person, the same advice, but now she was magnetic. There was something behind her because her purpose was coming through now loud and clear. One of my other clients and bootcamp students, Michelle Wong, has told me that by identifying her why, it helped her make decisions when she felt lost and stay focused. I want you to think of your why like the captain of a ship in a storm. When you're focused on where you're going, you don't have time to stress about how you look doing it. Your message becomes bigger than those insecurities. Now we're going to talk about your mission. Your mission is the glue that holds your community together. Your shared values and beliefs. It's what your content stands for. In my bootcamp, I have every client figure out both their why and their mission statement before teaching them anything else about YouTube. It is that important. When people know what your channel is about, they feel like they belong. They don't just watch, they become part of something. They leave comments, they share your videos, they support you through all the tough times. And I've seen this again and again. Creators who struggle with confidence usually haven't connected to their deeper purpose yet. But the ones who do, they show up stronger and they build those really loyal communities. Another one of my bootcamp students, Latoya Ebony, said that figuring out her why and what she really stands for has helped her grow 7,000 subscribers in only 4 weeks after her channel was stuck for over a year. That small change made a big impact and her viewers noticed. That is the power of leading with purpose. One more thing, your why and mission don't just help your audience, they actually protect you as well. They keep you going when you feel tired, as I mentioned, Michelle said earlier. They remind you why you started. Even when you have a video that flops, even when you work really hard on a video that doesn't seem to get traction, even when you get those mean comments, they stop you from quitting on the hard days. And if you're only making videos to get views or grow fast, you're gonna run out of steam. But if you're here with a real purpose, a real mission to actually make a difference, that energy lasts so much longer. Okay, here's something that you can try. Before you hit record, I want you to take 30 seconds to think about your why and your mission. I want you to picture one person that you're helping and imagine them watching and saying, "This is exactly what I needed. Thank you for making this video for me." That mindset shift will change your whole energy. You're gonna sound more real, you're gonna sound more calm, and your message will land so much more stronger. Being confident and magnetic on camera isn't about having the perfect words or that super loud personality. It is about being so connected to your why, your mission, and ultimately your messaging that reflects that people feel it when you speak. Lead with your why. Speak with your mission. And your audience won't just watch, they'll stick around and believe in what you're building. You're gonna build that LTV audience, which I talk about in this video here, which you're gonna wanna watch because you do need to know what that means. This one might surprise you, okay? And you might be like, wow, we got really deep there for a minute, and now we're getting a little bit more superficial. How you look and what your space looks like. I know you're thinking, isn't that kind of shallow? But here's the truth. When you look your best, you feel your best. And when you feel your best, you speak with more confidence, and people respond to that big time. YouTube is a very visual medium. It's video. You gotta look good. When somebody clicks your video, the first few seconds matter most. If YouTube is watching how long people stay, and if your lighting, look, or background feels off, people are gonna leave. They're gonna leave fast. I work with a client who runs a 7-figure business. She is so smart. When I saw her YouTube videos, I was honestly really surprised because she was filming in a dark corner. She literally wore like the same black blazer every time. She was like, oh shoot, I have to film a video. Grabbed the blazer, threw it on, whatever she was wearing. Her hair wasn't done. She had no makeup on, and it just felt rushed. And I told her, you built this amazing business, but your videos do not show that. And she had a light bulb moment, and she said, you're right. I've been phoning it in for my YouTube channel. I do. Just how you explained it. I just rush and I try and get a video done, so I have a video done for that week. So she changed things up. She made a really nice filming spot. She started getting ready for the camera. She put care into her hair, into her makeup, into the way she showed up. She made her lighting was perfect. She got some nice clothes, and her views went up. But even better, her course sales jumped. Same info, same skills, just a better presentation. And I'm not saying you need to look like somebody that you're not. You just need to look like the best version of you. And here's 4 simple ways to improve your visual presence. 1, create a signature look. It doesn't have to be fancy, and not everybody has to have it, but some people, it works really well for them. Maybe it's a certain style, a color you wear often, or your hairstyle. I have a client, Kiva Brent, for example, and she has a really great look. She wears the same glasses, she always has bold earrings, bold lipstick color, and the same hairstyle, and it really works for her. When people recognize you visually, they feel like they know you. Wear what makes you feel confident. Some creators feel great in bright colors. Others love neutrals. Others love doing their hair. Others love doing their makeup or going glam. Some like casual. Like, you don't have to go glam like this. I love going glam. It's fun for me. Some people might feel actually more insecure the more makeup they wear. Then don't wear all that makeup. Wear what makes you feel good, but in a polished way. What matters is that you feel good. That energy shows up on screen. Fix your lighting. Bad lighting can make you look tired, age you, even if you're not. Good lighting makes you look fresh and clear and really helps people connect with your eyes and expressions. I'm still working on my lighting. I literally have a whole bunch of different lighting here. So what do you think? Does it look better? I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 lights on me, lights back there. Lighting is my Achilles heel, but I think I'm trying to get it right. You don't need super fancy gear. A ring light, or even if you are fortunate enough to have a really nice big window, which unfortunately with my room layout, I don't have one here. It's on the other side. It works really great. Just make sure that the light is in front of you, not above or behind. It can be, but you really need the strongest light in front of you. Next, use a background that reflects you. Another client of mine actually was an interior designer, but she was filming in the most unaesthetic spot in her house. I said, I know your home looks amazing. Why are you filming there? So she started filming in different areas around her home, and just like that, her space proved her credibility before she even said a word. People make snap decisions on YouTube. It's the honest truth. As my boot campers, my clients know, I am very direct and I'm very honest. Like I said, YouTube's a very visual platform. Your environment should really match your message, your expertise, and what you're doing. If your space, like my earlier other client earlier, the 7-figure business owner. I'm like, that's the best you could do? I know you make a lot of money. So she said, no, you're right. I just need to spend a little bit more time figuring out my backdrop. If your space says I care, people will feel that even before you say anything. So I want to reiterate this again though. This isn't about beauty standards or trying to look like somebody else. Some of my most successful clients do not fit into any kind of perfect image mold, but they still look intentional, and that is what matters. When you look and feel your best, your confidence grows, and that is what makes you confident on camera. So I want you to try a couple things, tweak your setup, test out different outfits, different colors, different angles, backgrounds, then stick with what makes you feel really good. When you feel good, you show up better, and that's when the magic happens. Speak in your real voice and own what you know. I'm gonna clarify what that means. It sounds simple, but really this is where I see a lot of creators, especially women, get stuck. So I want you to think about it. How often do you start a sentence with things like, I'm not really an expert, but, or this is just my opinion, or I'm still figuring this out. These little phrases, they sound polite, but they're actually making you seem less confident. And if you don't sound sure, you don't sound confident, your viewers will not feel that way from you either. One of my clients is a registered dietitian with 15 years of experience and a full-time business. In her first video on YouTube, she says, I'm not saying, I was like, when I saw this, I was like, oh my God. She said, I'm not saying I know everything about nutrition. I was like, why did you say that? You do know a lot about nutrition. You do more about nutrition than 99% of people out there. When you downplay your knowledge, you're telling people not to take you seriously. But your audience is looking for a strong voice. They want help solving their problems. If you don't step into that role, I'm telling you, somebody else will, and that somebody else might have a lot less experience and knowledge than you do, but they're more confident about the experience and knowledge that they have. And let me be clear, being confident doesn't mean acting like you know everything. It means talking clearly about what you do know and being okay saying, I don't know, when it's needed. It also means cutting out all the little sorries and maybes that really water down your message. Speak like somebody who believes in what they're saying. Because if you don't, your audience won't either, and they won't stay watching your whole video, or they won't come back. A couple years ago, I worked with a watercolor artist who kept saying things like, this might not be the best way, but here's what I do. And as soon as I heard her saying those things, I said, okay, we gotta stop with that. So we practiced removing those phrases, and she started saying things like, okay, this brush is great for the fine details, or here's a simple technique that works really well for me. Her advice that she was giving didn't change, but the tone did. Some of the words that she was saying did. And also she saw some growth in her videos, and I think that played a part in it. And people would say things like, oh, I wish I can watercolor like you. You're so confident. It makes me feel like that I can do it too. So if you're not really sure if this is what you do, watch some of your other videos that you've done, or if you haven't started yet, then record yourself talking about something that you know and rewatch it and count how many times that you say just, maybe, I think, or sorry. You might actually be surprised. Now, I want you to take that, and the next time you film, I want you to be very aware of that. No apologies, no qualifiers. I think that you'll probably start to feel a shift, but most importantly, your audience will. People forget that when they have a special skill or knowledge base and they compare themselves to others in their own space, like doctors, real estate agents, dietitians, that they sometimes feel like they aren't the best or most experienced. But here's what you need to remember if you fall in this camp. You probably know more than 99% of the general population about your specific topic. You're not comparing yourself to the other people in your expertise. You're comparing yourself against the Gen Pop who don't know what you know. You're not creating videos for those experts. You're creating videos for the people that you're serving. Also, stop trying to sound like somebody else. A lot of creators use what I call the YouTube voice. The super fast, overly excited, fake sounding, but people can tell when there's something off. Even if the viewer can't really explain it, they sense it. That likability factor with the creator just isn't there, and then they click away. I had one client who had an amazing, beautiful speaking voice. It was calm, it was centered, but when the camera turned on, she was like a totally different person. She got this like high energy, she got really rushed, and I told her, that's not how you sound in real life. Just in this conversation, you sound totally different than you do on camera. And when she thought about it and started watching her videos, she came back to me and said, you're right, I don't sound like that. So we practiced her talking in her real voice, and it was way more compelling. You can't go wrong with your natural voice. It's what makes you you. It makes you authentically yourself, and people want that. The last thing is, don't be afraid to have opinions. Some creators try really hard to please everyone, and they end up saying nothing at all. But the most magnetic creators, they take a stand. they have an opinion, they say what they believe. And that's what makes the right people lean in and say, oh, she gets me. I feel like we could be friends in real life. And I tell my boot campers this all the time. If everyone agrees with you, you're probably not saying anything interesting. So there you have it. The 5 habits that will make you magnetic and confident on camera. Stop worrying about what people think. Be consistent even when it's hard. Lead with your mission and your purpose. Upgrade your visuals and speak with your real voice unapologetically. These habits aren't just about being perfect. They're about showing up as the best version of you and helping your people in the process. So let me know, which of these habits spoke to you the most? Which of these habits do you feel like, oh, I can maybe work on that? Or yeah, you know what? That is something that I think I have a problem with. So let me know in the comments. And if this video helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm here to help women like you grow your YouTube, your income, and your influence. Up next, watch this one specific video that I picked out for you. Until next time, keep creating, keep shining, and most importantly, keep being you.